We'll teach you everything we've learned.
Ciao all, Thomas here. Now, we are gathered here today because Rainbow decided to give us some Winx content, like a snippet, if you will, at the Winx Reboot. And it wasn't a lot, yet I'm still deeply concerned. Okay, so this snippet was basically just concept art pieces of the Winx and their new looks, their fairy forms, some concept art of the new Althea. We got to see a bit of animation, mostly of Flora, like her transformation and her talking to Bloom. And we heard some voices, which I'm pretty sure are placeholder voices. There's not really a lot to talk about, but like, you know, I still will, because I am very hesitantly curious about the reboot. You know, Rainbow's track record, I don't really have a lot of faith in them. I did have a little smidge of faith with that test animation of Bloom, you know, being a potential pyromaniac. But with this, I feel like I can kind of tell the tone they're going for, and I don't think I like it all that much. So let's start with the Winx themselves, mostly to do with their casual looks that we saw. Something about this art style that I'm really not liking. I was kind of torn on it with the things that we've seen before, with like Bloom and her and Gardenia in her bedroom. I thought it was like fine, but here I'm very worried with how it looks. It's kind of giving Miraculous Ladybug, which, oh dear. So I think the main thing that has to be concerned here is just the way that Stella looks. There's something with like her face shape and the way she's carrying herself that it doesn't feel like Stella. It feels like a Stella mimic. She doesn't look good. I'm sorry. I don't like this look for her. She doesn't feel like Stella viscerally to me. And I didn't even realize this is also like a one sleeve look just because the colors are so muted. Like I like this pale yellow on her, but I don't get the paneling at the bottom of it. I don't like the one sleeve. I don't like the color of the sleeve all that much. These outfits are just very basic. Like, they're not bad, but they're also not that good. Aisha's, there's like no texture to them. I can't even tell what material they're made out of. It looks like a basic version of one of her original looks. Like, it's kind of giving her hoodie from season 2, but like no texture. The only interesting bit is like the way it's cut. It looks kind of like wavy, but that's about it. Musa is in pigtails and short hair, which, like, yay. Okay, that's nice. I like the headphones. She kind of looks a little punky, which I appreciate, but it's like, it's nothing that special, really. Flora is, she's fine. I like the cropped jacket for her. You know, it's that crop jacket with all the floral decals on the arm pieces and the shoulders. I think that's cute. I like the layered, the frilly skirt with the belt. I think that's really cute. Tekna is serving, though. Oh, God. I love her in the holographic outfit, and her bangs are kind of everything. Tekna is giving, like, queer cyberpunk energy, and I'm here for it. But, like, I think this just I was hesitant on the art style. Like, I wanted to like it, but now I'm just kind of like, it looks like every other 3D cartoon, and I get maybe that's Rainbow's goal, but like, Jesus, it doesn't viscerally feel like Winx. It does not. Maybe if we see more of it in the show itself, it'll be fine, but like, I don't like how it looks, I don't think. And then we have the fairy forms that we saw a bit of. Like, we saw a bit of concept art for each of them, and we got a bit of Flora's transformation. Flora, weirdly, was the one shown off the most here, and there was a shocking lack of Bloom through this snippet, which is deeply strange. I'm not complaining, but like, it's just weird. It's interesting. Bloom's fairy form, I don't like it. I don't like the wings. I feel like they were going for like a flame shape with the wings, but it's not working for me. I don't like the weird armory bits with the one like pauldron over her shoulder. I don't like the shorts and like the weird half skirt over it. It looks so bad. It's weird. It feels like it wants to be armor, but like not. And I don't get it. And her hair is fine. I'm mostly just sick of the ponytails for Bloom, so that's mostly why I'm not vibing with it. I don't know. It feels like it's it's basic, but in a way where it still feels busy. All these unnecessary details that don't add anything to the design. I don't know. You look at her basic Magic Winx form and it's just like the cute crop top with like the two shades, like the lighter blue on top and the dark blue, and then like the golden brooch in the middle of it to like, you know, catch your eye. The golden crown in her hair, the cute like mini skirt. It's very simple, but it works. And it's easier to recall what it looks like. This, I would not be able to recall this easily. I do not like this. I think the only thing I really like is the shade of blue that she's in. That's about it. Aisha is fine. She's in like a turquoisey color, which I do like for her. But I will admit I miss the green from her Magic Winx. It just, look, her Magic Winx is god tier, okay? With like all the different sashes and the bracelets all over. This, by comparison, feels very generic. I feel like they were going for a more, it feels weak, like athletic ballet thingy with the shorts and like the little skirt over top. But I don't vibe with it. It's fine, but like it's very forgettable. It's giving very forgettable, but also still too busy with like all the paneling over it. Musa's, ooh, I do not like the pigtails. Like the down pigtails. I feel like they'd be fine in another look, but I don't like them here. Why didn't y'all just keep her up pigtails? Jesus. I think hers is probably the most similar to her original Magic Winx, and the skirt has like a little opening like with her shorts underneath. You know, it's fine. It's fine, but like, It's so strange that her headphones are in her casual outfit, but not her Magic Winx. That's so weird to me. I don't get that. And I do not like her wings. Like, what are her wings even supposed to be doing? You know, the more I look at them, it looks like they're supposed to be piano keys. Like the purple bits are like the black keys, and then the blue bits are the white keys underneath them. But it's just, no, it's not. It's too much. It's too much. Now, Stella, when she said Fairy of the Shining Sun,
I'm the Fairy of the Shining Sun.
The way I felt the hatred of Eugenio Straffi, the way I was just like, oh, y'all really hate the moon. Y'all, ooh. Okay, whatever. I think honestly hers looks the best, mostly because I'm living for the shade of orange that she's in, and I actually really like her hairstyle. You know, it's straight back, it's simple. I kind of like the bangs. They kind of remind me of her original bangs, but like less pointy. I kind of like her wings. It feels like it's meant to resemble like the sun and little flames around it, but it still feels too busy. It just does. I'm sorry. It's fine. Like, it's not great. It's fine. Tekna is again serving though. I love these bangs on her. Holy shit. And I like the little cybernetic pieces on her temples. I don't, it feels like they're really going cyborg route for her. She still feels like a techno fairy. I think that's my main thing with these outfits, is that you can't really glean their power from the outfits themselves except for Tekna, because, you know, she has these wings that look like microchip patterning. She has the cybernetic pieces on her head. You know, they're cute. I really like them on her. I miss the hang glider though. I miss the laser hang glider, and I prefer it. And then we have Flora. Her outfit is really cute. I still think it's too busy, especially with like the multi-layered skirt, but I do like the shade of pink. I like the flowers on her arms and on the outfit itself. I love all the flowers in her hair. I love the flowers in her ponytail, which also love the braided ponytail. Cute as fuck. Her wings are kind of basic though. Like, they feel like generic fairy wings. Like, I love her original Magic Winx wings. They're simple, but they still stand out because of the coloring. Like, chlorophyll wings. Yes, absolutely. And we got to see a bit of her transformation too. It looks like she's falling, like hanging on to leaves, hanging onto vines like she's Tarzan or something, or George of the Jungle, and then she's just transforming, doing gymnastics with the vines to transform, which is an interesting thing, I guess. I wouldn't have expected that kind of thing for a transformation, especially for Flora, but go off, sis. Okay. I will say the animation looks kind of nice. Just overall, it looks fine, but it doesn't feel like Winx. And especially if these are like the final looks they're going for, I don't really like them all that much. They don't feel like viscerally iconic the way that their original looks did. This feels like very boilerplate, every modern 3D cartoon, especially for like a female audience. It's fine, but it don't have that magic. Now, Althea is kind of interesting. It's a lot more detailed, for better or worse, this time around. It's a lot more expansive and kind of fantasy coded. Faragonda's office is a lot loftier. It's got like a higher ceiling. It's got these staircases leading to God knows where. Her desk is like elevated above the rest of the office, which is kind of an interesting choice. I kind of like that in terms of like how that could be used for cinematography. Like the basics are still the same. It's still like a long room with like the desk at the end in front of like the windows that lead out to the courtyard of the school. But it's a lot more detailed, which I do get, but it feels a lot colder to me. The reason I love Althea design-wise is because it has a lot of soft, rounded, organic shapes. It feels like a very safe, cozy place to be. It feels like a very organic building. It feels fantasy, but not in the way that most other fantasies are, with like all the harsh lines, the straight lines, all of the random details everywhere. This feels more in line with like most other fantasy schools. You know, it's really giving like Fate, where Fate is kind of this generic English castle, very much not the original Althea at all. And I have to see how it's animated fully, but I don't hate it. I understand why they would do that. It feels like we've lost a lot of unique elements of the original designs. The Winx dorm also is a lot more open air. There's like the central room, and then Stella's loft is like on a staircase, which like aggressively Stella coded, I must admit that. But I don't know, the original dorm is a lot more closed concept, because you have the main area, but then you have like the branching living areas off to the side where it's like semi-open, but it's still like small and contained and cozy. This just kind of feels like too open concept to me. And normally I kind of like open concept, but this is just too much. It just does not feel cozy to me. It feels like too much space. And Althea Castle itself, girl, what have they done to you? I don't know if this is because like it's an early render, so like not all the colors are in, but I hope it's pink, because if it stays this ugly ass beige color, I'm gonna riot in the streets. It's, again, more harsh lines, more harsh architecture. It looks like more of a standard fantasy castle. Like, it still has that central courtyard that's open air to like give you the vibe of Althea. It has Lake Roccaluce up in the front, but it's just the details, too many details I don't like. The original Althea Castle is so iconic with like the soft rounded shapes and bevels everywhere. The pink, unapologetic pink. I live for it. This feels very like Fate coded. Like they took original Althea and they fused it with the Fate Castle. And so what happens when you take beauty and ugly and then you fuse them? You get half ugly. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry. That's a lie. I'm not sorry. And I think also what I'm worried about is, so we haven't seen the specialists and we haven't seen the tricks or any witches or anything, which I don't think is a cause for concern. I think it makes a lot of sense that they're very hesitant on what they show, and it's mostly just been the Winx themselves. But I am very worried that this reboot is going to, if not do away completely with the sci-fi elements of Winx, that just tone them down a lot. Because again, the castle of Althea feels very fantasy coded. The only real semblance of sci-fi stuff is Tecna through her design. And I'm just like, please don't get rid of Magic City. Don't get rid of the futurism or like the magical cell phones or like the floating cars and buses, please. It's just a fear I have, because the back half of Winx Club, the main show, really toned down the sci-fi stuff a lot. Like, we barely saw Magic City. They kind of just leaned more into fantasy stuff. Fate the Winx Saga gutted the sci-fi stuff completely to make it into every other generic YA fantasy ever. And I can't help but worry about that. Apparently, we're going to be getting more news on the reboot later this month, but I just wanted to give like my quick thoughts on what we've seen, because I know y'all will be asking. Yeah, so I don't hate this, but I'm very concerned, as you see, and I must be honest about that. And if you have a problem with that, well, truthfully, I don't know why you're here. Like, why are you listening to me? go do something productive with your day. So yeah. Bye.